Canada is set to announce retaliatory tariffs at the top of the hour. And now I'm pleased to welcome someone to the show who knows a lot about this issue. Ontario Premier Doug Ford. Premier Ford, welcome to Varney and Company.
Well, thanks so much for having me on. It's great to see you again, Lydia. I know we met at the Gordie Howe Bridge not too long ago.
We sure did. I want to get straight to this because at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock, we are expecting a big announcement from Canadian officials who will be discussing retaliatory tariffs against the United States. Premier Ford, you have been very clear with respect to what you want to happen. You've called for dollar, tariff for tariff response. Tell us, what can we expect to hear at 11 o'clock, and will it meet your demands?
It will. We're working closely with the Prime Minister and the other premiers, I believe, in dollar for dollar, tariff for tariff. We are under unprovoked attack by President Trump. I always say, Canadians, myself, we love the American people, we love the U.S., and it's unfortunate that President Trump has taken this avenue. We're stronger together. I always say, we're stronger together. Let's build Fortress North America. Let's create more jobs on both sides of the border. This is hurting the American people, hurting the auto sector that's cost $110 billion. And it's going to, basically, you're going to see layoffs in the auto sector in the U.S. So I'd rather make a great deal and support the American people, support the Canadians, and we're stronger together. You have two choices. Either go to your enemy, China, and get the critical minerals and the rare earth minerals off them, or your closest friend and ally and your number one customer in the world, Canada is.
Premier, I want to ask you more about what you've called for, though, in response to our tariffs, which is, recently you've discussed cutting off America from critical minerals, energy, surcharges on energy, to try to hurt America. But Premier, wouldn't that hurt the people of Canada more? When you're talking about relative pain, what about your energy producers? Wouldn't that make them suffer by removing us as a reliable customer?
Well, Lydia, it works both sides of the border. It's going to hurt the American people when you tariff goods. I always say a tariff on Canada is a tax on the American people, and it's proven that. I would rather make a great deal for both countries that will allow both countries to thrive and prosper. President Trump ran on creating more jobs. Actually, job numbers fell in the U.S. as Ontario saw 52,000 jobs last month. We have a strong and resilient economy. Canada buys more goods and products and services off the U.S. than any other country in the world. Why would you want to attack your number one customer? And yes, the U.S. is our number one customer.
And we are buying, and we are also, Premier, to your point, sorry to step on you there, but we are also buying most of Canada's goods from you, from your nation, which leads to the deficit that is a concern to President Trump. And he's concerned about how our American farmers are being treated, Premier. Vice President J.D. Vance just pointed out yesterday that, in his view, Chinese farmers are treated better by Canada than how Canada treats the American farmer. Would you agree with that?
That is totally untruthful. I'll give you the facts. The facts are we buy more agricultural products than anyone in the world. We're tied with Mexico, actually. We keep your farms open by shipping the potash. There's nowhere else you can get the potash outside of Russia. So 90% of our potash for the agricultural sector comes from Saskatchewan. And we want to send more goods, more opportunities to the American people.
Do Chinese farmers also face tariffs of upwards of 200% or more, like American farmers are treated?
I don't know where you're getting the 200% tariffs, but that's not accurate. We buy more products, more agricultural products than anyone in the entire world. We're tied with Mexico. So I want to buy more products. I want to ship more products down to the U.S. and create more jobs.
Premier,
we've seen the cost of goods.
I want to ask you about that deal that you're talking about. You said you're open to a deal. I do want to ask you about some of the rhetoric that we've seen exchanged between you and President Trump. Just today, President Trump is posting on Truth Social, talking about changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America, Premier.
Yeah,
also, just yesterday, you were throwing some barbs as well. You were saying that President Trump could kiss a certain part of your anatomy. You have called him a dictator and a loser. You've even said that you just don't like him. Premier, I'm wondering, is this rhetoric productive?
No, I think it got a little heated yesterday. That's after, he's thrown out names. He's famous for attacking everyone, famous for attacking Canadian sovereignty. And Canadians love Americans. I feel bad for the auto workers of Michigan and Ohio and Texas and Kentucky that are going to lose their jobs because we buy 400% more autos than any country in the entire world. Now you've seen the decline of 20%.
Premier, I hear your concern there, and it sounds like you want to make a deal. You have said that. Would you be willing to talk about how to treat the American farmer better in trade moving forward?
Well, you keep talking about American farmers when we're your #1 customer. So I'm not too sure how you square that circle. We buy more agricultural products than anywhere in the world, tied with Mexico, and we want to buy more, and we want to ship more, no matter if it's our aluminum or our steel or our high-grade nickel that we ship down, and aluminum as well, and so on and so forth. So I think the best thing to do is get a deal.
Premier Ford, so great to have you. We'll be waiting, standing by for 11 o'clock, the big announcement on Canada's retaliatory tariffs. We'll talk to you again very soon. Thank you.